year's award recipients, Joe and Josephine Shea. It is a great honor that I present this award, and we're going to have their granddaughter, right? Is that Gracie? You're coming up here, right? Come on up here, Gracie. And their daughter, Catherine. Please come up here. I met Joe Shea back in the 1970s when a good friend and Pat Tolan was running for office, and we've been friends ever since. And then I met the wonderful Josephine Shea when we became members of the Democratic City Committee citywide. And I am so honored that they're receiving this award for all their hard work. And I'd like to introduce you to their granddaughter, Gracie. Right, Gracie? Look at this. How old are you?
13 years old.
I never looked like this at 13. Never. You're awesome. Thank you. And their wonderful daughter, Catherine. And they are here on behalf of their grandparents and their parent to say a few words on their behalf. Catherine?
Thank you so much, Alicia. Good morning, fellow Democrats and elected officials. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Catherine Shea Pegnan, Joe and Josephine's daughter. On behalf of my parents, thank you for honoring them with this Dennis Ryan Award this morning. Growing up as Joe and Josephine's daughter was truly something special. Someone knew me everywhere I went. And I always had someplace I had to be with them, whether it was for charity, a political fundraiser, or a City of Quincy event. I was taught the value of community and helping others from a young age. That is why my two parents today are great recipients for this award. They share their generosity, knowledge, and commitment to community with their family and truly everyone around them. They both have the ability to light up a room while still dedicating all of their energy to the many causes that they believe in. On behalf of our family, Mom, Dad, Jojo and Bubba, Joe and Josephine, we are so proud of you. You have shaped each of our lives in an unforgettable way. Grace Shea, as most of you have already met, is now going to say a few words about how these two individuals have truly shaped her mind, as well as so many of you in this room. Thank you all for being here.
Good morning. My name is Grace Shea, and I am one of Josephine and Joe Shea's grandchildren, but we know them as Papa and Jojo. Today, I am excited and a little nervous to speak on behalf of the Shea family. For those of you who don't know the grandchildren, Anthony, the first grandchild, and therefore the prince, is touring NYU in Florida this weekend. Christina, the quiet one, couldn't be here this morning. My younger sister, Isabel, the super crazy one, is sitting right there. That leaves me, the super nervous one. And someday, my Aunt Catherine and Uncle Brian may make this list a little bit longer with a few little ones. Great babies. I originally intended to speak about how young people today are overexposed to political leaders who are arrogant, disrespectful, and unable to accomplish anything positive. But then I thought of all the conversations with and about my grandparents. Papa and Jojo have shown me firsthand that there are people in this world who care about helping all aspects of the community and are willing to work hard to compromise and get things done. That hard work and dedication is shown every day by Papa and Jojo when it comes to our family. From Jojo's commitment to Quincy Community Action Programs to our dedication to the Norfolk County Retirement Board, and from Papa's tireless work as Quincy City Clerk for 30 years and his relentless love for all things Quincy, I am so proud to call these two amazing people my grandparents. Through Sunday dinners, family ski trips, Cape Cod weekends, and all of the other wonderful times together, Papa and Jojo have always shown us grandchildren what it means to be respectful, to help those in need, to have fun with friends and family, and to take care of family. Yes, we have our funny stories about Papa going to the dump every day down the Cape, cooking a lots of Italian food with JoJo, and having a good laugh with the whole family. So Papa and JoJo, from all the grandchildren, Anthony, actually the super smart one, Christina, actually the athletic one, Isabel, actually the wonderfully theatrical one, and me, actually the constantly creative one, you have taught us more about respect, dedication to the family, remembering to be generous and always kind, and so many more things. Thank you for always being the glue and super glue of our family. We love you so much. Thank you.
Wow. I'm going to get that one's number. She better not be leaving Quincy. We need you, Gracie. Don't sit down. You might as well stay standing, because I want to introduce you to the 2017 Dennis F. Ryan Award winner recipients, Joe and Josephine Shea.
Joe said I'm first, so age before beauty, I'm not sure why he's making me go first. Well, good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be recognized by this committee. Particularly want to thank Alicia and Mr. Fabrizio over there for the nomination and all of the committee. I don't remember the year, but many years ago, I was the secretary of this committee, and actually reminded me this morning that we used to meet in our kitchen preparing for these annual breakfasts, and it's just really special memories. It's really my husband who deserves this award, and it's been fun for me to tag along with him. Most of what I do is because of his encouragement. Being involved in our community and in politics is a staple in our family. When Catherine went to work for Congressman Lynch, I think Joe and I were more excited than she was. And now her and her husband Brian have bought a house in Quincy, and we're just so happy that she will be living here, the both of them, and hopefully raising their family in Quincy just as we did. And Joe Jr., he's really not a junior, but to distinguish the difference, Joe works for a private company, but he's made Quincy his company's priority to help with their expertise is water engineering, and he has been recognized by the city of New York regarding flood insurance because of the work he did in the city of Quincy. So we're so proud of him for that. You know, there's so many people in this room that we have supported. Some winners, some losers, but every campaign has been so much fun, and it's given both of us lasting friendships and relationships. In the spirit of what this committee embodies, I do want to recognize my sister-in-law, Grace Barr, a Boston teacher, member of the Boston Teachers Union. Grace has held signs, made phone calls, stood on street corners, and done anything she possibly could to advance people running in the Democratic Party, and she's been a mentor to me, and I do want to recognize and thank her this morning for that. I also want to thank everyone in this room who has been generous to Quincy Community Action over the years. As you know, I'm the past president of the Board of Trustees, and now I serve as the vice president. That organization is just an amazing organization that helps so many of our individuals in our city who need our support, whether it's energy, heating, food pantry, and all the things that need to be done for low-income families. And I want to thank Beth Ann Strello, the Executive Director, who's here with her husband Mark, for supporting and they support this committee, and we're thankful for that. So we're really fortunate to be given this award this morning. We thank everyone in this room for making Quincy, the city we live in, such a great place to live and bring up our family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Joe.
You know, I'm used to following my wife, as you can see. It's been going on for a long time. However, to follow Catherine and Grace Marie to the podium is really exciting for me, and there isn't much left to say. Plus, we all have to see the Patriots at 1 o'clock. I will make a promise that we're going to get there. Thank you very much, and thanks to Tom Fabrizio for nominating me for this award. Tom and I, as you know, started off in an adversarial role in politics. And I think it was 1991, Tom came into the city clerk's office and said, "Why aren't I in that chair? And you in West Quincy?" And I can't repeat what I said to him here in a mixed group. But that's the way it is, Tom, and I said it in a different way. But thank you very much. I guess this all started for me in high school. I do remember being driven in town and taking the bus to Ashbourne Station and going in town to work for Joe Ward in 1960 and Governor Peabody in 1962 and getting a ride home from Joe Donovan and Charlie Shea. After that, I joined the Young Democrats of Quincy, which were the second wave of Young Democrats. Believe it or not, Dick Koch, Tom Burke, Frank Bellotti, and people like John Gillis and George Burke started the first Democrats. But in the 60s and early 70s, we rejuvenated it, and we had a very active group. And that kind of gave me the bug, and I was in and out of politics ever since. The good news is I was in long enough to make it my life's work, and it's not a mistake. I was fortunate enough to follow in the footsteps of people like Tom Burke, and of course, I hate to say this, the late great John Gillis, who I can tell you that for most every day of 50 years I either spoke to or saw personally, and I think he has done more for me being here than any other individual, because I learned from him and he made it a labor of love, and that's what it's been for me. I'm fortunate enough now to be a Norfolk County Commissioner. We have some great people there. Most of the counties are gone, but Norfolk, Plymouth, Bristol, and one or two others are not, and they're not gone because they're doing a good job and they're managed well. We have a great staff with Frank Haggerty and Mike Mullen, and Commissioner Fran O'Brien is the chairman, and Peter Collins, of course, from Milton. But we do a great job. Most of our revenue comes from the Registry of Deeds, and we have, under Bill O'Donnell, one of the best registries, if not the best registry in the Commonwealth. I think you all know that. And Alicia has something to do with that, too. Over the years, I noticed a change in the Democratic committees in the party. Now, I'm going to finish off by saying something that I hope is taken in the right vein. There used to be a unit rule, there used to be more discipline. Certainly we remember going back to the Democratic Convention of 1970 when Morris Donahue, Frank Bellotti, Kevin White, I think maybe Ken O'Donnell was running. I was a delegate to the 1970 convention. I thought it was because I was a dynamic young Democrat. The reason I was a delegate to the 1970 convention was I was for Morris Donahue when Mayor McIntyre and John Gillis ran the slate, and you got appointed based on who you supported. I enjoyed it. I went through most every Democratic convention since, and I've seen the change. I think the change is important. I think we have to embrace the changes, keep the committee, keep it strong and work within the committee system. I embrace and want all these new people to come in because I think we're on a downside here. We're not down in Massachusetts, but you cannot believe how we're down nationally. I'm going to close by saying, I used to be the young person in this party. I was always energized, and I'm still energized. I had this conversation with Alicia this year. I've been re-energized because of the current president. I can't stand Donald Trump. And I think we're in trouble. And I don't think, and we all have friends in the Republican Party, very few, but we do have friends in the Republican Party. I don't think he was ever a Republican. So we have to get together. We have to get rid of the number one issue in this country, and that is getting rid of Donald Trump. So again, it's been a great ride, and thank you very much, and go Pats. Thank you very much. And I'm giving this lecture about party discipline and keep the committee alive. There'd be no committee without Alicia Guy. That's right.
That was worth every penny. Thank you, Joe. That's such a sweet sentiment. It was because of people like you and the beloved John Gillis and my own parents and the Wahlbergs that now I get involved, and now my daughter's a Ward 2 chair, and we're going to keep it going because we've got to get this madman out of the White House and make our country right again. So, with that, I would like to present you with Nancy, if you would mind going over here and getting those. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Kids, God damn it. But on behalf of the Quincy Democratic City Committee, we'd like to present you with, this is our token of appreciation and affection given to Joe and Josephine Shea this year, October 15, 2007, for all you've done on behalf of the party and of this beautiful city. Thank you very much.
Thank you.